She swallowed the star and tasted metal and sun. It clicked against her teeth like a tiny bell. Heat rolled down her throat. Light burst in her chest. The tunnels breathed. The miners fell to their knees, dirty hands clasped, helmets bowed. Someone whispered, "Let her carry it. Let her walk." Inside her ribs, a voice, small and careful, "I'll try not to burn." Lyra pressed her palm to her sternum. Warmth pushed back. The world sharpened. Hairline cracks on the stone. The fine dust floating like slow snow. The tracks. "The claw marks. We move," said Foreman Sella. Her voice was iron. "Stay with the light bearer." Lyra was 16 and shaking. She had been a loader an hour ago. Now 30 people stared at her like prayer. Air smelled like rust and fear. She stepped forward. The star flared soft, enough to paint the rock gold. The prayer behind her rose and fell, old words. No long speeches. No pauses. The dark-hated pauses, they passed the broken lift shaft. Cables hung like spider silk. Something had chewed them. Lyra kept the glow tight to their boots. She remembered her mother's story, told by the stove in winter. When a star falls into a mouth, the tunnels notice. "Why me?" she whispered, not sure if she spoke or thought it. "Because you asked the quiet questions," the star murmured. "Because you looked up in a place where no one does." A tremor rolled. Dust sneezed from the ceiling. The group froze. Helmets clicked. Foreman Sella snapped, "Keep moving. The oxygen drums won't stretch the night." They reached the Bridge 2 rails over a black split. Wind hissed from below. Lyra swallowed, feeling the star bob in her like a marble in a bottle. She stepped onto the rail. The light fluttered, then steadied. The prayer behind her shifted, new words threaded in. She didn't know them, but her skin prickled. The star went still. "They're binding me," it said, small and calm. "What?" Lyra kept her eyes on her boots. "Why?" "To keep me from leaving your body," it said. "To keep you bright as long as they need you." Her foot slid. Sparks bit. She snatched the post and clung, breath rushing. From the pit, something ticked its claws. Sella reached her. "Focus, you're doing well." Her hand was firm on Lyra's elbow. Her eyes didn't meet Lyra's. "Who taught you those words?" Lyra asked. "Old mine words," Sella said. "For luck." The star's warmth cooled to a warning glow. On the far side, the tunnel narrowed. Bones of timber propped the roof. In the light, old chalk marks leaped alive, circles, arrows, a childish sketch of a sun with a face. Lyra held her hand over the drawing. The star hummed. The chalk lines lit like wires, a map unfurled in her head. Not the tunnels? Not exactly. A curve like a rib. A chamber like a lung. A slow heaving. Rock that wasn't only rock. "Listen," the star whispered. "Do you feel it breathing?" She stilled. The floor pulse-ticked, slow as a sleeping animal. "What is this place?" "The mountain is not dead stone," the star said. "You're digging woke an old thing? You are in its belly." Another tremor. The ceiling shed pebbles. The miners ducked, murmuring. A child cried. Lyra turned her light toward the sound, and the dark moved. They came like moths with teeth. Pale backs. Blind faces. Tongues tasting light. Lyra flinched back. The star flared without asking. The first creature smoked and shrieked. The others recoiled, then swarmed again, braver. Lyra raised her palm. Light shot like a beam. The front line folded, thin bodies curling. Sella shouted, "Hold!" Miners swung picks, pipes, boots stomped. The star pulsed hot. Lyra felt tears. Not fear, not only. The heat hurt. "I'm trying," the star said. "I'm trying not to burn." "Burn them," Lyra said. "Not me." A burst like a bell breaking. The tunnel flashed white. When the spots cleared, the creatures were gone. The air stank like cooked mushrooms. The miners stood staring. Some crossed themselves in the old way. Some stared at Lyra like she was a furnace with a heartbeat. Sella put a copper collar on her. It clicked. Lyra jolted. What is that? To steady the light, Sella said. The star whispered. It is a leash. Lyra met Sella's eyes. For a heartbeat, something soft there. Then iron again. We need you. You won't faint. You won't let it leave? They marched. The map inside Lyra tugged left, down to the deep heart where the old thing's rhythm was loudest. Up ahead, the shaft to the surface had collapsed. The path out was sealed by a knot of rock like a clenched fist. We go deeper, Lyra said, voice thin but steady. There's a gate. Not up, down? We go up, Sella said. We dig through. She struck the fist with her pick. It rang like a bell and did not chip. A hiss leaked from the cracks. The prayer behind them fell to a hush. In that hush, Lyra heard a word threaded under the old chant. Not bless, not save. Stay. They reached a cavern of stone shaped like an eye. Lids of rock. Veins of iron, murals carved in soot and bone lined the walls. A child with a sun in her mouth. A mountain opening. A river of people walking through a pupil into night. The gate, the star said. It sounded tired. It needs heat to open. Real heat. How much? Lyra asked. Her mouth was dry. Everything I have, the star said. I will seat myself in the iris, open it, and try to come back to you. Try? Lyra tasted the word. You are bound, the star said. If they pull you back, I may not find you again. Sella stepped behind her. Lyra felt the brush of steel at her back. A shard, not a knife. A tool with no name you say out loud. If it leaves, Sella said, we cut the light from your chest. We keep it for the mine. For all of us. Lyra's fear folded into a small, hard shape. For all of us? She asked. Or for quotas and kings? Sella flinched. A fine crack in iron. For the children, she said. For the ones who don't get picked to swallow suns. The star warmed her like a hand on her back. Choose, it said. I am ready. Lyra lifted her chin. She stepped into the eye. The iris was cold as river stone. She pressed her palms to it. Do it, she whispered. The star slid up her throat like a bright breath and left her mouth as a thin ribbon of fire. It flowed into the stone. The iris shuddered. Lines opened like petals. Wind screamed from the gap. The mural river became real. Miners shouted. Dust spun. The opening widened, not sky, a dark beyond darker than night, flecked with slow sparks. A pupil looking back? Something vast rolled behind it, and the mountain's breath quickened. The star flickered in the iris. Lyra, it said, very small. It's waking. From behind, metal kissed her spine. Sella's voice trembled. Bring it back. Shut it. Do you hear me? The eye blinked. Lyra stood on the edge of a newborn world, collar hot on her neck. 30 lives at her back and a sleeping god opening its gaze. Choose, the star whispered. Choose now, craving the next beat of this? Stick with me for part 2.